minutes until showtime. 3 minutes until showtime. 2 minutes until showtime. 1 minute until showtime. 'Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Insurrection, obstruction, indictments, civilly liable for sexual abuse. The one man responsible for all that could be sitting in a prison cell on election day and still be elected commander-in-chief for these United States. That man is beholden to Putin, weakened NATO the last time around, and is currently tying himself to wealthy Saudi oil money. He enriched himself when government stayed at his properties. He campaigned on wanting to use government to go after his political rivals and wants to expand executive power. If Donald Trump is re-elected, our nation is lost. So let's roll up our sleeves, get to work, and tell the MAGA folks no more before it's too late.
join the conversation. It's 914-803-4131. It's 914-803-4131. If you are listening in Blog Talk Radio Land, please come on over to either liberaldanradio.com, which is the YouTube channel, or twitch.tv / Liberal Dan Radio, which is the Twitch channel. Join us in the chat over there. And if you're going to call in, just leave your first name and area code if you are calling in, so I can know who you are and where you're calling from, so we can do a little bit of call screening, so I know who I'm going to when I go to the calls. Otherwise, if you want to leave comments, questions, etc., in the either of the chats, I will try and get to them as soon as I can. To support the show, you can always follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. That's always free. If you have Amazon Prime, you can also subscribe to my Twitch channel for free, using the free option to do it. That is always an option. I think it's a little harder to do on an iPhone, but you need a browser to do it instead. You can also gift subs on Twitch. You can gift memberships or become a member on YouTube as well, or do super chats, super stickers, etc. You can also, most importantly, like videos on YouTube, comment on the videos on YouTube, share them with your friends, respond to other people's comments over there, get the algorithms up so that we're trying to chase the next level, which is getting to 1,000. If we get to 1,000 subs over on YouTube and we can get the 4,000, which we're close. We're about 200 hours in the last year, which was, we were at 3,000. We need to be at 4,000. We got 800 net hours watched gained in the last 2 months. So thank you for Nerd Misha for the subscription with Prime. Appreciate you. We'll hit the 4,000 I think sooner, but then we'll get the 1,000 subs. So if you haven't subbed over to the YouTube channel, please remember to go do that as well. You can also support the show by buying me a cider. Go to liberaldan.com, click the Buy Me a Cider button, or you can go to buymeacoffee.com/liberaldanradio and buy me a coffee over there. Same thing. Venmo me, Liberal Dan, as well. Several of the options over there, but lots of different ways to do it for free, etc., etc. Lots of stuff to talk about today. Lots of interesting things going on in the news. Of course, the show title is, Ding Dong the Mitch is gone. He's not gone from this. He's not going to be gone from the Senate overall, but Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is no longer going to be Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell as he steps down from his leadership position. He will no longer be the Republican leader of the Senate. They're going to have a new elections, and it's about time that he steps down. He's been fairly useless when it comes to swaying any sort of swing over there. He can't do anything because the ridiculous people in the House have pretty much neutered the turtle. But I guess since he is a turtle, I guess he would be slow to do anything, right? So even though I won't be able to say Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell for much longer, I'll still be able to say Senator McConnell from North Carolina. So I'll still be able to say that until he's gone officially from office. But let's see, my volume is low. I don't know. It seems to be. Let me check my sound settings. Open volume mixer. It's possible that the volume is low. Output device, no. Let's see. Let's check the other one. Sound settings. Sound, we're coming through the microphone. Yeah, that would be it right there. There you go. For some reason, I don't know why, but my computer likes to change my volume from for some reason, I don't know why that changes all the damn time. So that should be better at this point. We'll see. Thank you for letting me know, Aaron. Excuse me. And again, pardon the cough. I did catch the flu on the cruise that I was on 2 weeks ago. And while I do have I'm over the flu, I tend to have a lingering cough after the cruise. Whenever I have some sort of respiratory infection, I will tend to have a lingering cough for at least a month. So I have lots of fluids with me today as well. Anywho. So yeah, I had just turned on the TV, and all of a sudden I was about to leave. I had flipped on MSNBC, and I was about to leave to go pick up some food because the kiddos had wanted some fast food today. And all of a sudden I saw something about Mitch McConnell, and then it went off the screen real quick. I'm like, what? And then I saw it back on. It was like Mitch McConnell. I thought he was resigning overall, and I was very excited. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh no, he'll be stepping down from his leadership position. And I'm like, oh, well, it's not as exciting as I want, but, well, I'll take what I can get. However, yeah, I mean, if you can't, he's still an idiot, because he's still the one that was, as soon as Obama gets elected, before he even takes office, he's one of the ones responsible of forming this group to make sure that nothing that he can do, that nothing he wants to get passed gets passed. So there's that. But then there's also the simple fact that even now, when he wants to get stuff done, like, funding for Ukraine, because as dumb as Mitch McConnell is, as horrible as Mitch McConnell is, even he understands the necessity of standing up to Vladimir Putin. Even he understands why we need to make sure that Ukraine doesn't get run over. He has no sway over the crazies in the House. So you can't get anything done because the crazies took over the House. So if you can't have any sway over the Republicans in the lower house, then what good does he do? What good is he as a Republican in Congress? Of course, who's going to take over for him? Who is going to be better? Who's going to be able to talk some sense into anybody? I don't think it is possible to talk some sense. The only solution is to make sure that the Democrats take over the House in the fall, or in January, technically, but they win the elections in the fall, which means most likely that the Democrats also then have to make sure that Joe Biden wins re-election in the fall. And while there are lots of people who are cautiously optimistic about that happening, I try to not be too optimistic, because I don't want to count any chickens before they hatch. And you have people like in Michigan. If you pay attention to my YouTube channel, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, if you've, if you watch the show on Monday, I have my Fat Man Rant that I made, that I posted, that went live yesterday, that talks about it's a 20-minute long Fat Man Rant that talks about my issues with some of the Michigan voters and how they voted uncommitted. If you want to watch the full 20-minute long video, you can, please feel free to do so. Please feel free to share it, because I think some of the people who pushed the uncommitted button or what have you are missing a lot of important arguments when it comes to why they were voting uncommitted. But uncommitted didn't even hit 15%. And an important thing to realize is that, you might think, oh, that's bad, right? They even hit 13.2%. They got 2 delegates. Isn't that terrible? Isn't that terrible for Biden? That uncommitted hit 13.2%. I think, what is it? Let me pull it up real quick. 2012 Michigan Democratic primary results. Should have pulled that up first, but 2012 of Michigan Democratic primary results. I mean, even then, when you didn't have the issue of, Israel and Hamas and everything, and people disenfranchised with, Biden's, out there, trying to make Biden a one-term president because they're upset with how he's handling Netanyahu. Uncommitted back then got almost 11% anyway. So there's always this uncommitted vote that's out there. So if in 2012 uncommitted gets almost 11%, and this year they got 13.2, so they got, was it 10.69 or 10.7? So they got 11.7, 12.7. So they got 2.5 percentage points higher this year than in 2012, the last time we were in a similar situation with an incumbent Democratic president. So can we really say that that's a huge deal in the grand scheme of things? I don't think so. You do have the Marianne Williamson vote, that's 3%. You have Dean Phillips got 2.7. Biden got 81% versus Obama's 89%, which, so Biden didn't get less than Obama, but again, Obama wasn't facing any challengers, and he has these two token challengers, whatever. But I think part of the problem here is, as I talked about on Monday, again, is that people have a myopic view of what's going on with the Israel-Hamas situation, and I don't want any more innocent Palestinians dying that need to. No more innocent Palestinians should die, but no innocent Ukrainians should die either. No innocent other members of NATO should die. No innocent Americans should die. And too many will die if Donald Trump takes back over this country. And they don't see that. They don't see the existential